Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk about solid power consumption. Kind of talk about profitability and all this stuff, you know, how we run in the solid. I have 10 rigs currently on solid, all right? And the important part is, okay, how much power these rigs can use at the time, right? So there is a spikes on every rig, and there are potentially, I mean, not always. You probably very rarely can see there all of the rigs at the same time will spike, but in theory, it's very possible that I could have all my 10 rigs getting the job, right? And how do I calculate the power consumption and availability? So I have the Emporia energy connected to this circuit that I'm running all these 10 rigs, actually 9 rigs, and 1 rig is on the other circuit. But if I have the 10 rigs, how do I calculate available power, right? So I measure every single rig at the peak. So once in a while I get, even on 3080, I can get 480 watt usage. So 480 watts. And if I have 10 machines running on this circuit, it will be 4800. I'm running all of them on 240 volts, so I can divide by 240 volts roughly, right? And it's about 20 amp of use. So I cannot use the 20 amp breaker because it will basically, if I have all my machines, you know, peak and get the solid mining. But right now, like you could see, it's like, okay, 1400 watts, but it was just 2700 watts peak there. But what if it's gonna go to 4800, right? All of them gonna get the job, and all of them gonna get to the peak. I will have basically, I will trip the breaker if I use 20 amp breaker. Everything over 16 amp will trip the 20 amp breaker. But for this particular circuit, I'm using 30 amp breaker, so it will not trip my units. If I go all over 4800, the 30 amp will not trip. So how do I calculate? I calculate 80% rule. So if I have 30 amp breaker, I multiply by 0.8, 80%, so I can load it up to 24 amp of used amp at the time, so I don't trip the breaker safely and for a long period of time. Now it could spike to 25 for a second. It will not probably trip, but it's not a good idea, because if your breaker get hot and if you exceed the amperage, it potentially could trip your breaker. So 80% is kind of like a maximum rule on your 30 amp breaker, right? So 24 amp, if I am using 120 amp phase, it's 240 volts, but it drops sometimes. I can get to 230 volts, and that makes me limited to a little bit lower rates. I get like 5500 maximum watts at 230 volts, because if my voltage is a little bit less than 240, you know, I don't get the same amount of power. I'm gonna use more amperage on that line. So that's how I calculate, and I know like my 5500 watts is my maximum for 10 machines. But if I use 9 machines, I mean, it's for the circuit, for 30 amp circuit. So it's pretty much safe for my 9 machine use that circuit. But if I connect anything bigger than that, like 11 or 12 machines at 500 watts, right, or 480 watts, I may exceed and trip the 30 amp breaker, right, because I have 5500 watts limit. So if all of the machines, potentially, it's probably never happens, but it could. So if it does happens, then you are in trouble. You could just basically trip the breaker, and all of your 12 machines going to be offline. So that's how I calculate to run this machine safely. I never had exceed actually 4,000 watts. If I go hourly or daily hours, like my hourly rate there. Like you could see like per hour 23. If I go back here, any time, like, all right, so I did 1800. So there is no peak that I had that it went over. In my case, it's like I never get over 2400 watts, 2.4 kilowatts, right? Maybe 2.7 at one point. I got somewhere, I can't find it no more, but 2.28 right here. This one, right? 2.35. So close to 2.4. So it's almost 2 kilowatt less, or 2.4 kilowatt less. So it's half. I'm only using half of the peak at my peak stuff, but that's hourly average. Okay, so keep in mind that's the hourly average. If I go live, there is a spike to 2.7, and it's kind of harder to trigger, like, yeah, minute wise, but it's only enough to be like on the spike for 30 seconds in order to, even 10 seconds will trip your breaker, probably even 5 seconds. I don't know if you go over limit. So be cautious, like don't just pay attention. Just don't rely like, oh, okay, I'm only gonna use like max 2.4 kilowatts if you think in average. So you can trip your breaker if you are in potentially in the spike, right? So with that, I'm just trying to get safe, and like, hey, if you just use separate lines, if you use multiple machines, don't put all in 20 amp breaker. If you I wouldn't put more than 6, probably 6 machines, because any one of them, even my 3080 is not even 3090 goes to 550 sometimes, but I figure like 4080 in average. And all right, so let's calculate 20 amp breaker. If I multiply times 0.8, that's 16 amp is my maximum load, continuous load, right? So I don't want to exceed that. And if I go times 230 volts, right? Let's go to the average. I only have 3600 watts available. So if I divide by 480 watts peak, I can run 7.6 machines safely. So I would say 7 rigs, it's very safe. 8 rigs, it could be a little tricky, but probably won't trip your breaker, 20 amp breaker. So I'm using a lot of 3080 cards. The 3090, I had to monitor all of these cards with the power management tool, and you know what, my 3090 goes to 560 sometimes, rarely, but I get that 560. And 3080 Ti 4070, probably not as often. Let me check right now. I'm gonna go check on my phone. Fortunately, I don't have an app, and I don't have the phone app to show you guys here on the screen, but you gotta trust me on that one. Let me go to 4070 right now. It's mining. No, it's not. It's 50. So 50 watts. It's like idle pretty much, right, for me. Let me go to my 3080 Ti. 3080 Ti runs at 412 watts right now, so it's doing the job, but it's not the max that I've seen. Let me look at 230 watts. Yeah, so they're not running at the maximum, because it depends really. If the full using GPU and the full range, I would get this spike going to, to go to the maximum on each. And you could imagine like each machine getting, that's why you could see the spikes going up. So I never had that stable. If I'm looking at the live chart, you could see there is nothing, just not continuously using 20, whatever, 23 or 24 2300 kilowatts, right? So there are spikes, and then it drops to 1200, and then goes to 24. It drops to 1800, it drops to 17, 18, 1900, and stuff like that. So it's really depends on the usage of machine. Like you could see now, it's like 1500. Okay, well, I could put potentially, you know, like 20 more machines there and run, right? But no, look at that, 2400. So even at 2400 makes me think I can put another, you know, 5-6 machines safely, because I never exceed that. But what if it will? I've seen the spikes to going to 29, almost to 3 kilowatts. But it did never exceed that, because it's kind of hard to get, you know, all of these machines jobs at the same time. You know, like I always have this, like one of them waiting for the job or something else going on, all this, like you know, my 3090 lately been like up and down, except I had this my 3080 is my 3080 Ti. I had the job on 3080 Ti for a long time, going higher than my 3090. So it's kind of ridiculous, but I mean, that's how you could get the job on the Salad, and very different. Even 3080, sometimes I get pretty good job on 3080, and it's like, well, it's constantly going up, and there are few machines like running here. You could see, if I'm gonna remove, let me try to remove, okay, this 3070, I'm gonna remove AD, this machine. What is this one? The peak is looks like BA right there. All right, so, and there's another one at the peak, probably the 17. All right, so now we could see I have this few machines 3080, so all of them left is 3080s, but some of them running really low jobs, and some of them just keep going really straight, like this orange and green, two of these for the last 12 hours been doing pretty well. I mean, like they're running the job, right? They keep on going. The other machine shuts down, go up, go down, like this pink one went up to similar job all the way high up there, then it drops, and then another one picks up and goes down. So yeah, not very stable. But this green and orange, which is B3, my 9, and then the 81. So the B3 is my 10 machine, and 81 is my 8. There are two of these running straight, almost 24 hours, can constantly get running this job. So a pretty good container, right? So I don't want to shut them down. I don't want to you know, do anything to them. That's 81 and B3, these two machine. There is another one, that pink one picked up the job. That's A0. What's the A0? Let's see. And it's running on the same level, and the A0 is also 3080 with the 500 gigabytes i7. So yeah, it stays there, A0, but it wasn't there. It, like, you could see it dropped down and it's went up. So yeah, if I turn that down, well, A0, hold on, I did turn a different machine, A0 right there. So what's left? There is 3 machines left that are going up and down constantly, trying to pick that job, but not really. Especially, well, that blue one just picked up 92, and that red one is 83. So it looks like 83 and 92 just picked up the job. The DD one that has the job, no, that's 83 again. So 83 went up and down. The DD is just not doing really good. These two machines didn't do really good, 83 and 92. Let me see, 83, it's 6, and 92 is 5 and 6. So I guess after restart, it picked up the job, but 83 and 92 is not very constant. So when we look at that DD machine, it was working on the job, and for the last almost 24 hours after it completed, it was nothing for 6 hours, picked up something a little small, nothing, little tiny, nothing, and now it just started to get in something. What is that DD machine? I can't remember. That's number 9, right? So number 9 currently looks like start picking up a little job, but it's lower than the rest of the 880. You know, like look at that. This is all my 3080s, and this is just doing crazy nothing. DD, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that DD machine altogether. I know, like my number 1, I had to restart, and number 7 had the issue. Let me see. Number 7 still 0, but I guess it just finished container and waiting for another job. Number 1 is also kind of doing nothing. I had to restart because it was like not doing anything, and it's kind of getting stuck. For me, it was like, oh, maybe there is a problem with computer, with my actual machine, not the Salad. But yeah, looks like it's just picked up the job. Yeah, after rebooting, I have this $262 job. Let me see, and constantly start using a little bit of memory, 37 gigabytes. There is the GPU use a little, still 4 gigabyte, but it started something start going on. So before that, I didn't have that for a little bit, for a couple hours, so it was almost okay. And I just downloaded the new WSL file, so it looking better. I don't know what happened. Maybe just some job that got this machine pretty much stuck, right? So let's take a look at number 9. So this one being really bad, right, for a little bit, for the last 24 hours. So let's see, it does not get the update. 566. There's really only 10 cents job all the time, so really nothing going on, nothing serious ever. Make me think like, okay, well, let me reboot this machine. Maybe something going on with this. I'll reboot it and see if I ever gonna get anything better. Number 9. I'll report back, but typically I would have a luck with rebooting the machine. It's really like something gets stuck with the Windows or wherever it is. So yeah, so rig number 1, I think, came back to life. I could see now $2.2628 job, which is pretty typical for 3090 right now, right? So I'm gonna just keep it, and it will pick up the more memory. See, it's already 43 from 39. So yeah, and it's picking up the GPU as well. Well, GPU not as much so far, but it started on the definitely working on something, right? So it's not like being idle or being stuck. So I like that. 30 this one is the last one, is reported 0 from 6 basically 20 minutes ago, and it's almost like, to me, there is no VMM running. VMM not there. Yeah, I can restart the MMM, and sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. By restarting, just going disable and enable GPU, so VMM will show up, but it's not necessarily going to pick the job. So, and I also checked WSL folder. There is nothing big there. I deleted the huge file, 100 gigabyte. So it's everything clear and ready to go. VMM just started virtual memory, right? So the process is there. I don't have anything on this number 7. It's kind of waiting for a job, right? So my really thought there is like, okay, my 9 Is it 7? Okay. And 9 I just restarted. So let me see if I can get the 9 back online that I restarted, and number 7. So those are two potential problems with these machines. Now, when I get them all online, sometimes I have a better spikes because they're all, you know, see, like I have 2400 now because my 3090 now start working. Let me go back and check what's my 3090. Hold on just a sec. I'll check on my phone. I can't show you this. Yeah, 557. So 557 watts my 3090 running currently. It goes down to 300 and spikes again. So depending on what's running on the GPU, I guess. But look at that, 2700. So now I have the spikes to 2700 just because my 3090 start running, right? And 2900, you've seen that, 2900 spike. So with that, oh, look at that. So I hate when you have this updated stuff from the Windows. You can have your machine restarted and it never runs because it's still in that stage. So my 9 machine is not fully recovered there. I'm gonna copy my command there for window PowerShell so I can test it later. It's not gonna show me anything new. It's still stuck at 1756 half an hour ago. VMM process not gonna start unless I start the chopping. So I'm gonna start chopping and we'll see if my rig number 9 will affect anything. Sometimes it does, sometimes I have to manually start, but I kind of like when my machine starts VMM process when the solids start chopping automatically. If it doesn't and my Ethernet WSL not popping up within the minute or so, kind of make me think that this rig is still has a glitch or something, and I need to restart one more time. That's just the way I figured. Once I restart, sometimes one more time, it automatically picks up the WSL Ethernet and the VMM process gets up and running. So I'll give it a minute. If it doesn't, I may need to do that restart. I could also try to get an enable disable GPU that potentially will start, but that's not my favorite. It doesn't start automatically. That means something else broken. I guess when I reset the VM, see, it started now because I did GPU reset, and I don't like that. When you do that, for me it doesn't last very long. So yeah, I will try one more time. I will reboot this machine number 9 one more time and see if it's gonna start automatically VMM process. Okay, virtual memory. All right, so let me check one more time. 1801, so that's about 20 minutes again. Yeah, so this is the rig number 7. I don't like the way it acts. Again, reboot. So 7 and 9, those two machines, I need to keep on rebooting until I get automatic start on VMM, and that's what I like to see. Once I see it, I know that the machine is running properly, and I'll just leave it alone until it picks up the job. Usually it happens pretty quickly, within 10-15 minutes. There's going to be a job. So that's number 9, then number 7. Probably in process of booting. All right, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I let the machine start and automatically start the salad, and I'll come back to that. So yeah, that's my that's that DD. That's the DD machine. What is it? The 9. Then I 17. The 7. What was the 17? Let me look at the 17. Let me unselect the orange and blue. And 17, what's going on with the 17? Well, that's 3080 machine picking up the job. It was idle for 8 hours, probably here from 8 to 6. then it has the job and it dropped the job, had the job, dropped the job. Yeah, so I don't know if it's anything have to do with the machine not being stable. I also, before I had an issue when the GPU overheated, I had the issue that machine would shut it down on working job. Right now I have pretty good cooling because it's a lot cooler right now, and I have fan blowing all this machine, so hopefully they staying cool, they're not overheating any GPU, so I don't have that issue anymore. But once in a while I have this, the machine gets stuck, maybe overloaded, the GPU getting crushed or something else similar to that. That's just my guess. So this one restarted, this one restarted, this one is already running. Salad, the number 7 not running salad. I wanted to let it run automatically. I don't want to just force it or do anything. All right, and vmem started here automatically, so I didn't do anything. Ethernet WSL started, so I like that. I'm gonna keep that machine running now. So that's what I want to see after restart and reboot the machine. Everything picked up automatically. I didn't have to force it or reboot within the Windows. And I should have something really soon, probably. See, I don't want to have this 10 cents job continuously. It's better than nothing, but it's something that really going on, which shouldn't be all the time. I mean, like, it's okay if it's 10-cent job, but it's not all the time, right? So I don't know if there's maybe some issue with this GPU or whatever, but okay. Let's see. I'm running something crazy. Let me restart this, and boom. Yeah. Have not probably react to that yet. Let me look if the start recording the new WSL file. There is 33 gigabytes, so potentially, yeah, it looks like a new maybe file starts getting going or something like that, but I don't see usage of the GPU really going on yet. So this is just a regular start. There is nothing like 4 gigabytes. Yeah, there's very typical system use. They're not really something that I picked up yet. So that 10 cents telling me like that's just a previous recorded stuff. It's especially because it's about 30 minutes old, the last record, so I have to wait. Just have to be patient with that. May take another 5-10 minutes before I get the new recording of the log, so I'll wait for that. Now let me see, this one never started, number 7. Look at that, salad is paused still, so it's not idle or what. I'm gonna check my settings and make sure. Oh, look at that, start after 60 minutes. That's not very good. How did it happen? Have no idea. All right, because something really damaged here, I'm gonna whitelist salad again. Oh wow. Disable sleep mode. All right, and I'm gonna disable and enable after lunch. One more time. Check my advanced settings, make sure there is no enabled mining, because sometimes it gets enabled when there is a glitch like that. All right, so looks like everything correctly. I'm gonna reboot one more time this number 7, but number 9 looks like should get pretty soon the correct report, because vmem started automatically. I did not have to force it. That's what I like to see, and hopefully this rig gets exposure to the network, to the customers. All right, so right now I'm just waiting for number 7 to reboot. Once it's rebooted, I'll connect and double check that stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are 2 problematic machines that I need to kind of figured out what's going on with that, going up and down. And especially, like, I don't like it when machine is down for 24 hours, getting something like 0.004 cents in 1 hour, and then nothing for majority of time. That means something really wrong with that machine, which I don't know exactly what's wrong with that. I have the, okay, so which one is that? The DD, right? So the DD is my number 9, which used to run pretty well. I have the latest driver there. My NVIDIA driver is 56614. Did NVIDIA came out with a new driver? I don't know. Let's check it out. NVIDIA driver update. And NVIDIA driver update, we have the, we'll go to that official site. Let's select the product, GeForce, and I need to start with my, just do 30 series, 3080. That's majority of my cards. Windows 64 bits, and what do we get? What's the latest there? Yeah, it's still 566.14. I did install Studio driver on most of them, only one game ready driver. I'm not sure there's a huge difference, you know, for Salad. Kinda couldn't find the information yet to confirm. I don't know, let me know guys if you're using game ready or Studio. I did Studio update for all of my 9 rigs. Probably only one had the game ready, but I didn't find any difference, you know, to be honest, in earnings yet. I don't know. Anyways, let's go back. So this is my 7, my 9. Let's see if my 9 gets updates yet. Yeah, 1833. So there's 0, but it's running. It get the log. 3 minutes ago there's 0 job. So but it automatically started VMem. So it may just shut down. It will wait for the job in line now. But at least I know this machine started on its own and there is no hardware issue really going on. So I'm gonna let this be, this number 9, and we'll see how it will perform within the next couple hours. So I have to check, and let's see this one. Alright, so I have VMem started. Great, that's a great news. Alright, 6 gigabyte use. So yeah, there is no really a job going on there, but at least I know this machine get me going. So I'm gonna copy my command there, paste it here, and what do we have? 1836 report 0, everything reported to the time. So I know that machine is running. Okay, so there is no like glitch or anything. It's just waiting for container load, so that's good. And so I just need to kind of track it and see if it will pick up the job, how this machine will perform compared to the other ones. I'm gonna select all other ones and see. To be honest, not all of them running perfectly. You know, this green one, BA doing also kind of crappy stuff. Let's see, kind of going up and down, and that's my 40, I believe 4070 Ti. Is that what it is? The BA, yeah, 4070 Ti. So it gets the job, kind of drops, and gets some higher pay job, drops. So yeah, not very stable. Some 3080 is getting better jobs than this 4070 Ti, unfortunately. And then again, my AD is my 3080 Ti. Just to compare to 4080 Ti, look at that. I had the higher pay job, and this is my 3090. My 3090 was even working not as good as 3080 Ti at some point. You know, like 3080 Ti would get constant job, but then it dropped, and then now I get a lower pay job here. So really all over the place. So they're really hard to say if I have hardware issue or it's just a salad. To me, it's I try to clear all the issues with hardware. reboot machine, get it, make sure it's running automatically, everything is run smoothly. So I don't expect like, okay, well, this is the real hardware issue. I don't have any orange, you know, marks and all that. So hopefully these two machines will pick up something soon. It's 0 right now, obviously, just started, so it may take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, a couple hours before it gets container, but at least it's exposed now. I know it's running, it's exposed to the network. There shouldn't be any issue with the actual hardware, right? And there is no orange on any of my machines, like I don't have any issues. So hopefully it will stay that way. It dropped a little bit to 8.89 per hour. I'd like to see it where it's like 10 cents or see like this one, 13 cents per 15 minutes. That's almost like $13 an hour. When it drops to 8 cents, that's like $8 and $8 a day. Yeah, so I'd like to see it close to like 10 or 13 cents. That's closer to between $12 and $13 a day, like this one, $10 a day, right? So then when I go to my a day schedule, it looks like I had $11. The last day was only 8. So there is a differences. It kind of goes up and down. So I always have this wave kind of thing. So anyways, guys, that with the power usage, it's like, yeah, so all these spikes here in earnings, that's where the most power is used of this day. So what I was trying to show you guys, just like, okay, well, it's not just where you use in the power or how you set your machines, and if all the machines running perfect, you still may not get the full load. But look, the spikes I get like right now, 2700, 2800, sometimes 2900 watts, so close to 3 kilowatts on this, and it's only 9 machines connected, right? And not all of them running. We know like C29, so almost 3 kilowatts. And I know 2 machines I just rebooted, it's waiting, so it's only 7 machines really kind of running. So if I divide between 7, I almost constantly get 428 watts per machine, right? So as well, I can go easily like to 4.2 kilowatts if I have all 10 of them spike to that level. So yeah, be very cautious what power available you have when you connect solid, because if you do get container load, you don't want to get your breaker tripped. That would be the worst, and lose all of your, and then all of your machines get offline. I didn't have that happen to me, but I did have that happen with the other with the ASICs, when I kind of put all the ASICs and trying to start it, especially with just miners. That I just rebooted all of my 4X1U. It's just crazy. Those miners, when they start, they would just use only 50 watts, and then it takes 30 minutes for the miner to start. So after 30 minutes, it will go to full wattage, like from 50 watts to 300 watts. Even though it's rated 240 to 50 watt, with the power of these fans, they're crazy. They're using a lot more power than it listed because of the fans. That's my understanding, because the fans using a lot of those extra power. I did convert few of my miners with external fans that use a lot less power, but see, like 16,000 RPM, that's definitely going to be close to 300 watts. So when all of them spiked like that, I had the breaker tripped because I didn't calculate correctly. I was thinking like I have enough power, but no, they not using 250 watts. They spike at 300 watts. So yeah, I had just one machine that I had to switch to different circuit to keep my breaker constantly on. And now I have all these 4X1U running because they're not they're profitable. I should get 0.75 Ethereum Classic here, ETC, for all of these machines, and another 0.25 right here, hopefully on my two of my Just Miner 16. Oh, Q2 just got offline. Oh my gosh. All right, so I have to go back and check on that one. So yeah, with that is I'm trying to get to, with my Ethereum Classic, to 1 Ethereum Classic a day. Hopefully get 30 ETC a month. That's my goal right now, because it's profitable and it makes sense to turn all these machines back on. Yeah, beside the salad. So I kind of switched from salad to this Ethereum Classic stuff. Anyways, guys, I hope you like the video. This is mainly was for about the power consumption of your machines. How do you calculate all that stuff? And especially if you're running more than one machine, just be careful connecting, thinking like, oh, it's only using 150 watt or 40 watts. So when it's idle, it's really like 40 watts. And you're thinking you can connect like, you know, lots of machine to one circuit, but yeah, especially running on 120 volts, you will add up really quick, really quick. So yeah, since I'm on 240, I turn them all on 240 because I have a lot more of the flexibility there on the same breaker size. I can use a lot more, double of the power on 230, 240 volts. Alright guys, that video is long enough already, so power use, just be careful, do not overload your circuits, stay safe, watch out for your power. You can use power meter for your spikes for this particular machine, because 4090, my guess, is probably gonna use a lot more power. I'm not sure, I don't have 4090, but if you do, mine on 4090, I guess you would probably spike even more than 500 watts. With that, you want to make sure your power supply is you have is you know, available for the power usage of your GPU. So really have to calculate all that. But look, there 1400 watt drop to all the way to 2900 watts. So there's a lot of up and downs, but yeah, the spike may trip your breaker really quick. So make sure you do calculate properly your power usage and stay safe. Happy mining. Salad again. Just trying to, you know, bring this all together for the salad, just to make sure you guys have safe mining there, because it's kind of challenging, you know, like with the salad, you sometimes you think nothing going on, and there is nothing until you really get the salad spikes. Like I did have one day, $15. Where's that day? I don't see it. Oh my gosh, it disappeared. It was probably right before there. There was a $15 job. I mean, $15 day before I even get 10 of them. It was only 9 miners, and I can imagine there was a spikes probably a lot higher. So yeah, just to be safe and get your electrical circuit properly selected for, you know, hopefully to get fully loaded, you know, like that's the goal. If you fully loaded, you're getting a lot more in pay. Like, see, I used to have like $100 for the last 30 days, and then 150, and then so it took me 2 months almost to get to this $226 number for 30 days, which I should probably get 300 there, but it's not yet. I need to get constantly $10 a day in order to be here in 300s, right? I'm not there yet. I have $9, I have $4 days, yeah, some $11. So my average not even close to $10, probably more like $6 or, you know, $7 days. That makes it 226, right? Times 30, right? Maybe 7.5 my average so far, but I need to be at 10 in the average. So I need to have the more of the $11, more of the $15 days, and less of this $4 days. So Really depends on your hardware, how stable it is, I guess. And again, 7. Let's check it out, this machine. Doesn't look like I have this command anymore. All right, so nothing. See, number 7. Been a while and there's nothing going on there. So yeah, really have to wait till I get the job. There's 10 minutes, nothing happening. If it's longer than probably like 3-4 hours, I may need to restart this, reboot this machine again. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, that's it for this video. I guess enough for salad. Super long video again, but I want to touch bases on everything within the power consumption, the spikes on the salad. Hopefully it will be helpful to you guys if you are just starting with salad, or you have some equipment you want to put more online. But it for me it just makes sense. Just go with salad, then just mining crypto, especially with some of the cars like 3080s, 3090 series. I guess the 3080s makes a lot better sense for me if I have hardware motherboards and, you know, RAM and the hard drives. You know, if I have to buy it, I wouldn't probably buy more. Yeah, I don't want to buy any more. I wouldn't spend more money because it's probably not worth investing in that. But since I did have hardware, I still have another 2 motherboards. I still have to figure RAM. Out of RAM, I have a couple of the hard drives, 500 gigabytes. So I still can put together maybe 1 or 2 machines without investing any money. But if you start investing, it's kind of risky. I think it's still kind of risky business. I don't know how long it's gonna last for salad. So yeah, do your own research. It's not financial advice. I would not invest right now in hardware. In other words, I would not buy like the motherboard, CPU, RAM, hard drives, GPUs to build machine, you know, unless I have everything and I just need one part. Like what right now I need just probably RAM. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna spend $100 for RAM. Is it worth it? How soon I'm gonna recover that RAM $100? If it pays me back $200, $100 in a month, I recover that RAM, and then I keep an extra machine there. Probably okay, but probably not more than that. Or 1 GPU. I was gonna try 3060. 12 gigabyte. I don't have any. I was gonna try it just so I have this a little bit better idea, like what can I potentially get with this extra, you know, like comparison for 3060 versus 3080 and 3070. Maybe here I have 3070. I'm not sure if it makes sense. I put 3070 because I'm using all of them on the layout right now, mining coins versus AI. So anyways, I guess that's it. This video is super long, so you guys can comment on this. Let me know what you're doing, how you keeping your rigs constantly running. So far I figured, I think, a little way just to keep them online, and making sure by checking daily. Probably almost have to check twice a day, hourly, and see if there are any machines not doing anything longer than 2-3 hours. They're potentially your machine is just cracked, or after a job it's just basically not doing anything, and your hardware is stuck. You can't see it in the windows, looks everything fine, but because it doesn't start automatically running the vmem process, there potentially some kind of glitch in either hardware or Windows. I don't know what exactly that could be, but yeah, you want to just smoothly run automatically start process it will shut down your VMem after maybe 15-20 minutes. That's fine, but you know that you started the process, automatically everything works smoothly, and your reports updated. And when the VMem is not running, you're not gonna get new report updated until you get the new container, but at least it did start running. Okay, so that makes me think like, okay, this machine should get potentially a container. So we'll see if it happens. All right, guys, enough for this video. We'll see you on the next one. It's super long and I'm done with this for today. Hopefully we'll see good crypto days. We want to see these prices. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's stable. It's getting there, you know. All these coins are nice and steady. I don't know if will it last. See, like Aleo dropped a little bit, came up a little bit. Lithium 165 nicely. We'll see. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one. Click the like button and we'll see you soon.